Hi everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be going over this new product from Milani. This is from their Conceal and Perfect line, and they came out with some eye brighteners, some contour wands, and then a couple highlighters. So instantly everybody saw this and it was like, is this a Charlotte Tilbury dupe? So that's what I'm going to be checking out today. I'm going to be doing some side-by-side comparisons as well as some swatches. I got two of the shades of the eye brighteners, two of the contour shades, and then the lightest of the highlighter. So let's get into it right now. Okay, so the first product we're going to go over is the Conceal and Perfect Under Eye Brightener. So I have two shades. There's actually four. So this is number one, this is Rose, and this is number two, and this is Melon. So we're going to go over them in a second, but this is what the description says on the website. Lighten up, things are getting brighter. Conceal and Perfect Under Eye Brightener is a lightly tinted, silky smooth formula designed to instantly brighten dark circles and hydrate under eyes in a swipe. Our ultra nourishing formula is made with hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and caffeine combined with microfine pearls and color correcting pigments that gives you a totally rested look in an instant. Whereas a brightening base for concealer or alone, the targeted cushion applicator makes application a breeze. So I actually did go ahead and apply this before. I applied the Rose on this side, and then the it's the Melon number two on this side. I did, once I did it on camera so you can kind of see the comparison, I did go in and kind of even it out so I didn't look ridiculous on camera. But I will say the differences was definitely subtle. I did go in, I use it as a base because that's usually how I use the color correctors, is I use it as a base and then I go in with my concealer. I go very lightly just to cover the dark circle. So that's how I use it because that's how I typically use my under eye brightener. But let's get into the shade. So the first one is Rose, and Rose is the lightest one. And Rose has a pinky undertone. So here is the Rose. Let's see, yeah, you can see it there. So that is Rose. It's definitely very pinky. And I'm going to show you here, this is me applying it on my under eye, and you can see it went very smooth. It blended out pretty easily. Obviously, I don't know how much it is going to last throughout the day. That's something I need to test it a little bit more, but I thought it worked really, really well. It gave minimal coverage, but it did brighten my eye. Now, let's get into number two. This is Melon, and let's see here. So that is Melon right here. So this is obviously definitely much more peach and darker, while this one is pink. And so here is me applying Melon on my other eye. And this one, I thought it was a little dark. So I think for me, I definitely need to go in with the Rose, but it applied very easily. It took away the dark circles, but it didn't brighten my eye as much as the Rose did. It did take away the dark circles, but again, it didn't brighten my eye just because it is a deeper color. So the interesting thing I found was this is very similar to color to the number two Charlotte Tilbury in the Magic Vanish. So let me show you that. Okay, so here is the number two medium in the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Vanish, and you can see I have hit pan. I have trying to get the fair one. It's just been out of stock for forever, and I'm going to, let's go ahead and swatch this one. So this one's very similar to the Melon one. This one has a little bit more, let's say a little bit more pink, and is not as dark, but it's definitely similar in color. But this is the one I use all the time. But I do have a couple lighter color correctors if I want to brighten my eyes. I think I have the Fenty if I want to brighten. But I think it was very comparable to the two in the Milani. It's very similar in color, and I think in performance as well. Obviously, this one I believe is $34, and the Milani is $10.99, so it's $11. This is a 8 milliliters. This is, I don't know how much this is, but I've had this forever. I mean, you only, a little bit goes a long way. I have hit pan, but I want to say I've had this one probably for 2 years, maybe. So this was one of the very first products I purchased from Charlotte Tilbury. I probably need to get a new one because it is a cream and I probably need to get a fresh one, but I'm waiting to get the fair, but love this product. But if you don't want to spend the $34, then you could definitely try the Milani. Again, this is $10.99 and you can purchase, what I did is I purchased on their website. I had never purchased on their website before, and I think I either got 15 or 20% off my first purchase. So that helped, you know, because I did buy 5 products and I was able to get like 15 or 20% off. So if you order from Milani the first time, you do get that money. But I thought they were very comparable, but that is the comparison between the shades. So this is the one Rose, 2 Melon, and then that is the Charlotte Tilbury medium 2 shade. But is it a dupe? No, but is it a good alternative? I would say yes. Now, I do want to say I'm actually working on a couple videos, but one of the things I am working on is a comparison of under eye color correctors. So I've purchased quite a few, some high-end, some drugstore quality, and going to do some comparisons because it's something, as 46, I need color corrector, and I think it's good to compare. Like I said, this is my tried and true. This is my holy grail. However, I don't want to use this one every day because it's $34. So I like finding alternatives that I can use on a daily basis where it's not going to break the bank. So I am working on that video, kind of just testing the products a little bit and getting some more information so that I can present that. That is coming, as well as I'm doing also something with contour, same type of thing with contour, and kind of duping the Charlotte Tilbury ones, as well as duping the Charlotte Tilbury both Pinkasm and the highlighter. So those videos are forthcoming. I'm just kind of working on doing the research right now. Okay, so next up we have the Conceal and Perfect Liquid Contour. Again, I did get 2 shades. I got the 2 lightest shades, just like the other ones. There are 4. I got the shade Honey, which is number 1, and 2, which is Ginger. So let's get into the description that Milani gives. It says, snatched and sculpted in a swipe, get that all over lifted look in an instant with our lightweight formula designed to blend and build effortlessly to sculpt, define, and contour. Create dimension and depth seamlessly with our streak-free application that dries quickly and evenly. Contour newbie, don't sweat it. The targeted cushion applicator dispenses the perfect amount of product evenly for the perfect lifted look, whether you're a novice or an expert. So that's pretty much, I kind of feel like that's the description of the Charlotte Tilbury beauty wands or the contour wands. I actually have both. So I have, this is the medium dark and this is the fair medium. I am almost out of the fair medium. I need to get a new one while it's in stock. The thing with these is that they're always out of stock. Now these I think run about $40 if I'm correct. I believe they're $40. These are 12 milliliters. So there is a third more product, or would it see? Yeah, I guess no, 50% more product in these than there are in these. So you can tell that the size difference is pretty considerable. So it is 50% more product in the Charlotte Tilbury wands. However, this is $11 and this is $40. So it is almost, that's a fourth of the price, right? So I think that's my math. But yeah, so you're definitely getting, a lot less product, but at a lot less of a price. But let's get into some swatch comparisons and then do some application. Okay, so I'm gonna swatch the 2 lightest shades of each first and then the 2 darker shades. So I think that's gonna be a better side-by-side comparison. So this is One Honey from Milani. Okay, and this is the Fair Medium from Charlotte Tilbury. Okay, next up is the Ginger, which is number 2 from Milani. And finally, this is the Medium Dark from Charlotte Tilbury. So this is obviously much darker, but the Charlotte Tilbury's, this does really sheer out quite a bit. I got this one first because the fair medium was sold out, so I did want to try it. And I can make this one work, I just have to go very light-handed. The Milani number 2 is very warm. To me, it's more of a cream bronzer than a contour. But the Honey, I think, is a great shade. This one is obviously, Charlotte Tilbury is a little bit darker, but I think they have the same undertone. And this one will sheer out, so I think they're gonna look very similar. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison and apply both of these to the face. Okay, so here is the Milani, and you can see the applicator. I actually like the applicator of the Milani better. The one for Charlotte Tilbury, you can turn it on and off, but it's just gotten really messy. I've also had them for a while. Again, I probably, well, the fair medium or medium fair, whatever it is, I need a new one because it's almost gone. But I do like the applicator for these better, but they're also fresh. So let's go ahead and apply this. I have 2 different sponges. That's how I blend it out. So I do have 2 different sponges. I'm gonna apply just like I normally would and just kind of go in with some contour here. So it does apply really well, and let me blend it out because I don't know how fast they are going to blend out. So it blends out pretty good. It blends out pretty good. Definitely not as, I would say, as easily as the Charlotte Tilbury, but pretty darn close. And it's definitely a different finish. Definitely a different finish, but I think that looks really good. So let me try a little bit on the nose. I do like the applicator for the nose. I think it's very simple. It's definitely better than the Charlotte Tilbury one. The Charlotte Tilbury one for the nose is always quite challenging. So just a little bit there, and oh, that looks really pretty. So that is the Milani side of the liquid contour with the shade 1 Honey. Okay, so I have a clean makeup sponge, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Fair Medium. I squeezed out some product, and I think I might have squeezed out a little too much, so I'm gonna have to try and go light-handed. But again, I'm gonna apply just like I did the other one, and then blend it out. Now this one, I know it doesn't dry down and gives you a little bit more time, so I'm gonna go down on the nose. And you just have to go very light, but let's go ahead and blend this out. And you can see, I just love the way this one blends out. It's so effortless. And I've got that big line on my nose, but it's just a beautiful product. I mean, there is a reason why this product is always sold out. It's just so good. And like I said, I can even make the dark work. I have to go really light-handed, but I can make the dark work. So looking on my little Baby Yoda mirror, I need a little bit more blending out, but very comparable. I think the shades, I mean, I can't tell. I mean, I'm looking on, this is the size of my mirror, but between the little monitor, it looks pretty close. And obviously, I think once I powder my face, you're not going to be able to tell that the contour is different. So I hate to say it, like the formula is definitely different. The Milani is creamier. The Charlotte Tilbury is definitely a sheer formula, and definitely has a little bit of a sheen, but I would say it's a pretty good dupe. Okay, and now we're down to the last product, and that is the Conceal and Perfect Liquid Highlighter. I got the shade 1 Lunar. Again, I believe there was 4 shades, but it was just various shades of gold. It wasn't like a gold and a champagne and a pink. There was just gold, and this was the lightest one, so this was the one I got. So it's right off the bat, it's not going to be a dupe for Spotlight, which is the only liquid highlighter that I have from Charlotte Tilbury. I do have Pinkgasm and Peachgasm, but those are more blushes than a highlighter. So, and that wouldn't be comparable to this anyway. So let's go ahead. Well, first of all, let's read what Milani says. It says, make every hour golden hour with Conceal and Perfect Liquid Highlighter. Our silky smooth buildable highlighter is expertly formulated with finely milled pearls for that effortless candlelit glow, no matter what time of day it is. Our targeted cushion applicator allows you to apply the product seamlessly for a soft focus glow effect in an instant. The buildable formula layers effortlessly and dries evenly for the next level luminosity. So let's get into the swatch comparisons. Okay, so first up is Lunar from Milani. And again, this one is going to have a gold. So I don't know how much you can see that there, but it's definitely got, it's just a gold highlighter, but very, very pretty, really pretty. And here we'll go in with Spotlight from Charlotte Tilbury. So definitely, I mean, it's really hard to compare them. It's so light on camera, like I can see, but it's definitely, this one is almost the same color as the skin, where this one is definitely more of a highlight. This definitely not a dupe, but could be an alternative and could be something you even prefer if it's, you know, maybe, I feel like this one's gonna look a little bit more natural on the skin. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with Lunar from Milani, and I'm just gonna do what I normally would right here, a little bit here, and then I'll do a little bit on the brow bone, very little, and then I'm just gonna blend it out a little bit with a damp sponge, which is what I typically do. Now, I'm not that I'm not a fan of Spotlight or the liquid highlighters. I'm just not a liquid highlighter. I like a lot of liquid or cream products, but the highlighter is probably the one product that I'm probably the least. I'll use this. It definitely, I love it. When I use it, I love how it looks. I just feel like I have to be more careful, and I have to give more thought out of it. So I think it definitely gives a pretty glow. I don't know if you can see on there. It's very, very subtle. And let's go in with a little bit in the inner corner of my eye, because I just went in with some Eyes to Mesmerize. Very, very simple eye look. But so I think it's very simple, it's definitely very subtle, definitely not a one-for-one dupe, but it's still a really pretty liquid highlighter. Okay, and now we're gonna go in with Spotlight, same thing, but this one, obviously the applicator is a little bit bigger, so I have to be a little bit more careful. And same thing with the brow bone as well as the eye. So actually with the eye, let me take a little bit on my finger and just place it in the eye, because the applicator is just too big. So I actually do prefer the size of the applicator, especially for the highlighter, on the Milani product. Let me get a side of the clean side. But I mean, this one's gonna give you more shine and more of a highlight, and I probably need to blend this out a little bit more, but definitely not I mean, yeah, there's no comparison for me. This is the side that I absolutely love. However, I think the Milani one is good for certain occasions. Like, this is not something, I'm not wearing this to Disney, right? But this I could. This is very subtle, very pretty. This has definitely a place. But if I'm going out to dinner, you know, adding a little bit of glam, this is where I'm going. So this is definitely not a dupe, but I do think there's a place for the Milani liquid highlighter. Okay, so what do I think of these products? I think they're fabulous. I mean, I think I will be honest, I am not the biggest drugstore person as far as when it comes to makeup, but Milani is one of those brands that I really didn't discover until maybe a year and a half ago. And I have tried a few of their products, and the products that I've tried, I absolutely love. The Luminoso blush that everybody raved about, I finally bought it and I absolutely love it. So these were products that I really like, and I think they're very good. The Undereye Brightener is really good. Like, this is a really good under eye brightener. I still prefer the Charlotte Tilbury. It's definitely not a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury by any means. However, it's a really good product, and I think it's a very good alternative. The same thing goes for the liquid highlighter, if I can find it. The liquid highlighter, I think, is a good liquid highlighter, something a little bit more subtle. It's a little bit more closer to my skin tone, and I believe they're all kind of shades of gold, so they're all going to be just, even if you're darker, you get a darker shade, it's just going to probably complement your skin tone. Again, this is something I could wear to Disney and not feel like I'm, you know, overdone. But if I was going out, like, you know, wanted a little bit more glam, I would definitely go for the Charlotte Tilbury. So again, not a one-for-one dupe, but a definite alternative, depending on the situation. However, the contour, I would say, is a pretty good dupe. Different formula, different consistency, but I feel like it's giving the same effect. And again, if I would, the Charlotte Tilbury one is tried and true. If I have a special occasion, that's the one I'm going for. I do prefer the way that one looks. However, the honey and the fair medium are very, very close as far as shade. Ginger is more of a warm shade. I will probably use that one as a bronzer, not a contour. This is definitely more of a contour, the shade, and the shade match is very, very similar to the fair medium in Charlotte Tilbury. So of all the three products, the one that I would say is a dupe, or at least the closest to being a dupe, is the contour, which is probably the one that I think probably people are looking for a dupe. So and again, this is $11. The Charlotte Tilbury one is $40. So especially if you want to, practice with contouring, I thought it was really easy to blend out. Not as easy as this one, but very, very close. And if you want to practice, it's easier to practice with an $11 product than it is for a $40 product. So I'm definitely going to keep using this one, and I like how tiny it is, and hopefully it's just easy. I do like the applicator more in this one. So this one, of the three, I think this is the clear winner, but I think I really like all three products. But as far as the dupes, it would be the liquid contour. So let me know what you think. Let me know in the just in the comment box below if you picked up any of these. Let me know if you've picked up. What do you think? Do you think it's a dupe? Do you think it is a good alternative? And if you have other dupes for Charlotte Tilbury, for the contour, for the highlighter, or the under eye, like I said, I am working on definitely a dupes video for the contour wand, the spotlight, as well as Pinkasm. So I'm doing a couple videos for that. So if you have dupes that you want to let go, let me know about, put them in the description box below, and I will test them out and compare them and see, I'll give you my opinion, for what it's worth. But with that, if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.